Dubious ones, welcome back to the channel for some more WWE 2K25. Today we are going over the newest and greatest feature that they've brought to WWE 2K25. We're going in depth with it, so buckle up and stay tuned to the end of the video. But first off, I want to give a huge shout out to Smacktalks, Macho T, and New Legacy Inc. for all the footage I will be using in this video. So make sure you go and check them out and smash that subscribe button for all the boys, as they have some incredible footage. They were able to go in early and capture some footage. So for all the third-person camera footage I'm using is going to be credit for all three of them. I will leave links to their channels in the description below, but make sure you go and smash that subscribe button over there and go hit the likes on their videos and go check them out, because they all make amazing content surrounding WWE 2K25. And now that that's out of the way, let's take a look at some of this beautiful stuff, shall we? So as you can see in the third person here, we get a few options. You can invert the third person access. You're going to use the right thumbstick to control the third person when you turn it on. And you can also change the third person camera field of view. So you can have it set to default, a wide, or an extra wide. And that's pretty much the gist of it there. So New Legacy Inc. has confirmed that the third-person camera does not work when you are playing on couch co-op. So if you're like playing multiplayer with a friend, like two controllers on the same console, you cannot use the third person in the match. You can still use it in entrances, but for couch co-op, it's just so you can't screw up the camera for your friend playing with you. But they did confirm that you can control it in online matches if you set the third-person camera to turn it on in the settings beforehand. So you can still use it in all online matches, just not on in-couch co-op matches. So you can also use it, as you can see here, you can use it in multi-man matches. You can use it in every kind of match type. You can use it on the island, all throughout the game. So that is awesome. It is available for you to play in any match you're playing against the AI. Ooh, and look at that angle. Look at the angles we're able to get here because of this. It's absolutely incredible. But they said that the closer up camera, like the default one, I believe, in the third person, was making them a little bit nauseous. And they felt it was a little bit better from a wider angle when they played for New Legacy. So these are things, again, you can address in the settings and set it to the third person camera that you like the best. And they did also confirm that when you're in the third person camera like this, if you want to use the right stick like you normally would for things like, because it controls pins, it controls targeting, and it controls like being able to pick up your opponent and stuff like that. So if you want to do that when you're in the third person camera, you actually just have to hold the right trigger, or I guess R2 on a PlayStation controller. And then you can still do the pin or pick them up like normal. I kind of like for finishers where you have to hold the right trigger or the right R2. It's the same thing for if you're in the third person camera. Just hold the right trigger when you press the thumbstick, and you'll be able to control things like normal. They did state that it was this was New Legacy speaking, but they said stated that it was a little disorienting to use in the match, so it will take a little bit of time to get used to. But for me personally, I really think that this is going to be a huge game changer and an amazing tool for content creators. Like if you want to make a sick montage but don't want to spend hours using the replay feature and trying to get that perfect angle, well, now you have something that you can use and you can practice in match. And as you can see there, if you pull the thumbstick down, it will give you an underneath camera, but it doesn't actually stay in this camera if you let go of it. You see how it went down and then back up again? So that is something, again, you'll have to get used to using it. If you want this lower angle, you actually have to keep the right thumbstick pulled down for it. It won't stay like underneath them. So that is something just to keep in mind. But if you're making like universe content, this is going to give you a whole new level of freedom. Like even if you're just playing universe, even if you're not making content for it, but like look at this beautiful angle. Look at this angle we get. This was actually one of the favorite angles we got to see. This is so Grand Theft Auto-esque, and I absolutely love this. Like when you see Rhea Ripley, you get to see her going behind the SmackDown sign. Right now she's trying to figure out how to target one of the players down below for the big dive. So you don't get quite the angle here that I think that Smacktalks is going for. But you get the idea here. When she finally is able to target Bubba, she goes for the big dive off the top. Awesome. You can get even bigger, better angles than that. You just got to get used to pressing the right trigger when you want to do the targeting and stuff, to using the right thumbstick normally. But just these angles that you can get are so unique and so awesome. And if you are making universe content, You're going to be able to freely move the camera around and become your very own Kevin Dunn. Something you never knew you wanted to be before now. But the fact that this is available in all game modes outside of couch co-op, like for 4-man matches, 6-man matches, 8-man matches, whatever it is, online matches, I think that's such a win for the players. The fact that it's also going to be available on the island is a is a game changer for a different reason, because the island, and just look at these camera angles. Look at this camera angle for Rhea Ripley on the ground here. Look at that angle. You'd never see that otherwise in a match. That's so cool to me. But the cool part about having this included on the island is the island is supposed to be like a free roam, similar to My City in the NBA franchise. So now we also have a GTA style camera to go with the GTA style mode to make like incredible videos. There's a whole new section of content creation that was never before available that's now in our hands. As in the Grand Theft Auto community, there are like creators that make content around being like an NPC in the world, RPG type of thing, which is now going to be possible for players who want to do that in a wrestling game. Now, as far as the entrances go, like this is huge. You can get the look and feel out of the game like never before. Like to me, this is super, super cool. Probably one of the most fun parts about it, because you can do it in anybody's entrance, and it gives you the option, not just the third-person camera, but you get the animated camera, which is the normal one. You can also switch to different fixed camera positions. But look at this. Look at this level of freedom. Zooming right in on the Rock. Looks incredible. The graphics in the game itself, like, the level of detail on the characters is phenomenal. Obviously, I have my issues with the, as you've heard, if you watched any of my prior videos, I'm really tired of the crowd. Like, the crowd is like the same kind of crowd we've had since like 2K15. So that takes you out of it a little bit. But because you're the cameraman, you can kind of get angles where that isn't really as noticeable. It doesn't bother you as much, right? But like, look at these camera angles. Look at the Rock. The final boss. This is awesome. Just having the full freedom of the camera really makes for a huge difference as far as the presentation goes. And I think this is just such a win for players. Being able to do this, it's something like, again, we've never had this before, and I think it's pretty cool. Now, this is probably going to be the coolest part about it, is for like getting these amazing entrances. But like I said, if you're a universe content creator or just someone who enjoys playing universe and you like to get those awesome perfect shots, now you don't have to go back into a replay through the whole match and capture those moments. You can do it in game. It's going to take some practice and take some time of getting used to it, but I mean, I think it's so cool, especially the fact that we're getting it in all modes. It's going to be like you have no idea. I think the kind of content we're going to be able to get from creators now in like the island and free roaming around on the island with different, because from what we've seen of the island, it looks like you're going to have like crowd member kind of things walking around the island and stuff. So it's not just going to be wrestlers themselves. And I think that's going to be huge. The fact that you get to walk around as an NPC, GTA style, doing your whole little, I mean, it's all up to the creativity of what you want to do for it. But like, if you've ever seen any of those like weird NPC GTA like streamers and stuff, you now have that option in a wrestling game, which I just think it's really cool. And as you can see, you can also spectate the AI, the other character. As I believe this is New Legacy, they were changing up the camera, still able to use the third-person camera, change the camera angles, even though they were playing as The Rock. And on top of everything else, I think it just looks really cool. Presentation in this game is everything, and now you have more freedom than ever before, and that's always a good thing. You can create unique shots like never before, and I don't know, man. I think this was there. As many issues I may have and complain about the franchise because I love wrestling games so much, this I think is such a huge win. Like, if you guys are familiar with Ultra Pro Wrestling, and one of the early trailers they had of Big Ben Nevis doing his finisher, and they do that 360-degree turn and like kind of the freeze frame on the finish, but they do that thing with the camera. You can literally do that in matches now in 2K. Like, that's so crazy. And that's not like that's going to be a feature in Ultra Pro Wrestling. I don't think it is at this point anyways, like a free roam third-person camera like that. But just look at this. You still have your, like, it looks like your zoom ins, like it looks like that's just a standard. When you do that move, it does that camera cut. But for this they were saying this was making them nauseous. This is where they were saying they were getting a little nauseous. It was a little weird to play. But it's really just a matter because the camera at certain points, so they changed it to like a wider camera. They said this made it a little bit easier for them. But if you go underneath, like just look at these unique angles you're getting. And it showed you if you hold the right trigger with the thumbstick, you can still do the pick them up or pin them or whatever. See, it still says right trigger plus down on the right thumbstick is how you would pin now. So I think that's really awesome. Excuse me. But again, this is something that if the camera's going to follow your character based on like where you've kind of put it, so it will move a little bit on its own while you're moving it, is what they were stating when they were taking this, which is why they said this was kind of a little bit strange. But you can see they're going to go with a wider field of view. This is what the wide field of third-person angle looks like. So this is more like you get the corner angle. And they said this made them a lot less like kind of seasick, a lot less nauseous when they pull out the little bit wider angle. So I mean, this is pretty cool. I love the fact that we can do this in matches now. Like, I think it's pretty cool. Some of you obviously probably not going to care. It probably doesn't make much of a difference to you. But I know there's a lot of creators out there, and I've seen in like universe mode videos and stuff like that, where they're always trying to get these interesting different angles. And the fact that you'll be able to turn off the HUD, turn off like, you know, the little prompts like the right trigger and down to on the thumbstick to pin. When you turn all that stuff off, it really gives you a different kind of presentation. The only thing for me is the crowd. We still have the same crowd we've had for a decade. I would like to see a major revamp, potentially when we lose, get rid of old gen entirely. Maybe they'll be able to revamp the crowd and make them a lot more, I don't know, realistic, lifelike, just not so samey, not with all the same hairstyles and having the same character every 5 or 6 characters throughout. But for presentation's sake, it's just going to look so much better. Like, you'll have the choice of angles, and here you've of course got the trading blows minigame is still in the game, which happens once per match. And then apparently for the chain wrestling, that also is only at the beginning of the match when it happens, if you're going to do the chain wrestling. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to just turn that off in the options or not when you're playing just your regular matches against the AI. I'm not quite sure. But like, just look at these different camera angles. As you walk around, you can change it up, go behind him, go in front of him. Oh, we've got the most electrifying move in sports entertainment. The people's elbow. Oh, he's going for the elbow. Going all. Oh, and he doesn't even hop for the extra over. Boom. Look at that. Beautiful. The 360. That's what I'm talking about. When you're doing moves like that and finishes, like different finishers, moves off the top rope, I think it's going to look really, really cool. Now we're going to get a shot of the rock bottom, maybe? Are we getting a rock bottom? I think he was trying to pick her up when he turned her over by accident. Oh, he's going to hit the referee with it. Oh! But he didn't spin the camera while he was doing it. I would have loved to see the camera spin while he did it. Oh, and boom. Big clothesline from The Rock. I think this is cool because here you're getting more of like a Fire Pro kind of angle. When you get from the corner, you can kind of get the camera up above. I love this. I love this view right here. This is really cool. 1, 2, oh, just two. But you get the idea, right? Like, this is like super, super cool. I would like to see some of the, I'm not sure if this is the extra wide. I think this is just the wide. I'd like to see what the extra wide looks like. I think this is just the wide. Ooh, this is obviously not the wide camera. It's got to turn it around. But it's cool. And you can always just switch back to the ramp camera or the regular camera if you want. It's just something different. More freedom is always a good thing. Even if you don't use it, for the players that do, I think this is a great thing. But sound off in the comments down below. Have you seen this footage yet? Have you seen the third-person camera? What do you guys think? Are you excited for it? Is it something that you'll be using? Like, do you create content around, like, say, a universe or something where presentation matters? Do you think this will make things easier rather than having to use the replay feature all the time? And how has The Rock not been disqualified yet? Just beating up the ref mercilessly. Now, Kalani Jordan going, oh, but The Rock with a big reversal. Oh, and Kalani with the big reversal. Oh, and the big moonsault. Is she going to take down The Rock? Oh, Big Rock going for the big punch, but she counters it with a grab and a Shining Wizard. Or, oh, big splash. Oh, and she missed. And we've got the Beetle. I love this camera angle. I love it from up above. This is great. Is he going to get it with the Mahi Stroll Cradle? 1, 2, 3. And that's going to do it. The Rock, oh, rolling out of there. Wants no part of Kehlani after that. The winner, your winner, The Rock. I don't think you can use the third-person camera in any of these in the cutscenes after the match. Oh, look, yeah, The Rock always thinking. The Rock's holding all the power now. Throw up the ones. Your true tribal chief right here. The Rock, the final boss. So that was from New Legacy. Here we've got Macho T showing it off as he was using it in the Royal Rumble here. So here you just get a quick few more shots of what it can look like. It's good to see different players' perspectives of how they use it and the different angles they go from, just to give you more of an idea of what you can do. Easy to get stuck behind certain parts. Here it looks like, I don't know if you, in the Royal Rumble, if you can actually do it during entrances, because I'm assuming it would just go back to your character, so you wouldn't be able to really do it during their entrances, like for entrance coming down in the Royal Rumble. But either way, it's very cool. Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns, the final two in the Royal Rumble. Who's going to be the one to do it? Oh, big elbow from Jey. Jey hits him. And again, I'm loving these angles. I am loving these angles. So here, this looks like it's a little closer than the wider cam that we were seeing before. This is probably the default camera, I'm guessing, for the third person. But again, to me, it looks so cool. And if you're comfortable wrestling the match, see, like, say, without the HUD there, maybe they were zoomed in a little bit themselves. But if you're able to get rid of the HUD and you're comfortable wrestling matches without the HUD, I think it just presentation-wise, it'll look so cool and so clean. Boom. Who's going to take it? Is it going to be main event Jey Uso, or is it going to be the Tribal Chief? Who's going... Oh, is Roman going to dump him out? Roman, are you going to dump him out? Oh, and... Oh, no, he chooses to inflict some more punishment instead. Jey, able to back it up. Oh, Jey Uso, is he going to do it? Jey Uso is your Royal Rumble winner. Going on to WrestleMania XL. But yeah, I wanted you guys to take a look at that because to me, I think it's so cool. I'm a big fan of the new camera angles. But once again, credit to Smacktalks, to Macho T, and to New Legacy Inc. Make sure you guys go check them out. I will leave all their channels in the description down below for you guys. Very much thanks to them for being able to capture all this footage down over at 2K. Just to show off some of the things we're able to do with the third-person camera. I think it's super cool. I think this is a huge game changer, especially for content creators. Just gives you new avenues and a new presentation, which is always good. You know, fresh coat of paint for the same old wrestling game, right? So I think it's a good thing. More control in our hands is always, it's never a bad thing, right? So either way, dubious ones, make sure if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and follow me over on X at MrDubs86. Link again will be in the description down below so that you never miss a video. And leave me your comments down below. What do you think of the third person camera? I think this right here, just seeing this, boom, that looks so cool. What a unique camera angle. That shot is amazing to me, but I want to hear from you guys. So let me know what you think. And dubious ones, I appreciate y'all for watching. Until the next one, I'll catch you later. Deuces.
Make way for Mr.